What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
For me, the biggest problem for me when it comes to relationship based on my own experience is when your partner is do the silent treatment thing. When you have a arguments and then your partner is not open for you or does not want what he doesn't want you to open his problem to you, and then he will tell to his friends rather than you. So yeah, I will not again.
Do you have experience?
Yeah, I do have a boyfriend and I do have that kind of experience. That's why I don't want to, experience that again.
Can you share one personal story when the problem really happened to you?
I have this ex of mine that he do silent treatment, and every time we have a argument, he doesn't want to talk about it. When I ask him, what's the problem? Are you mad? Did I do something wrong? He will not talk to me, but instead he will go out with his friends and he will tell to his friends what's happened and what are the arguments we are fighting for. So yeah, I don't want to experience that kind of situation again because it's too hard for me.
What did your ex-boyfriend told your friend? Give me one example.
For examples, I did something wrong to him, and he will tell. And if I ask him, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Like, did I say something bad at you? He will not talk to me, but he will tell to his friends, and he will tell, for like example, my girlfriend is so bad. He did this thing to me. Like for example that, and that friend, of course, might think that I am a bad girlfriend to him. So yeah.
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
For me, having a unresolved issue like cheating that repeated times, and also have a different culture, tradition, and mindset that it can really destroy the relationship.
Can you share one personal story when that problem really happened to you?
Before, when I was with my ex, there was an unresolved problem that we can't resolve. It was uh and the cycle of the having an on-off relationship because we can't understand each other. So
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
It's when two people don't see eye to eye. It's when someone loves you in their own love language. Because in relationships, you ought to know the person, what their love language is, and you love them that way and not on your own way.
Can you share one personal story when the problem really happened to you?
There was a time when I dated someone who is very into giving gifts rather than giving time. So for him, it was a big deal, and he was doing everything that he can through material things. But for me, that wasn't what I wanted. That wasn't how I want love to be felt. I wanted more quality time together instead of receiving any material things. So right there and then, we misunderstood each other, and we just think that we're not the perfect match.
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
A big problem for me in a relationship is if my partner will not be able to give me my own space because I love my me time.
Can you share one personal story when that problem really happened to you?
There was this one time that I was in a relationship just about 2 years ago, and me and my ex-boyfriend had a really huge fight because he won't let me go out with my best friends. So yeah, then there's that. I need my own space.
Did you decide to break up with him at that time?
No, honestly, I did, but he kept on begging me to stay. So I stayed. But then we eventually ended up breaking up because of that same reason.
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
Big problem for me in a relationship is when he's not considering my feelings. He doesn't consider my feelings.
Can you share one personal story when that problem really happened to you?
Oh, okay. He did not consider my feelings.
Do you have experience?
He did not. Oh, yes. Okay. So I was staying in my. This is a story. So when I was staying in my boyfriend's place, he was out all night. He knew that I was there waiting for him. He was out all night with his friends. And I think at that point he did not consider my feelings. He did not consider that I was there waiting for him. And so I said, "Oh, I will go home now if you won't come back." And I did not appreciate that at first, but then he went back to me, and yeah, we settled it.
So he said sorry.
He said sorry, and he said, "I'm sorry, we're just having too much fun."
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
I think miscommunication and not comprehending each other. Because when you communicate, the other side should understand what are you saying. Because if you guys just communicating but no understanding, it will collapse like that. So I think that's a big factor. That's why breakup comes. Especially to my friends, they were always reaching out to me and talking about their love life and their boys problem, and I noticed that.
Can you share one personal story when that problem really happened to you?
Oh, okay. I love to share this. I have this suitor. She's older than me. Maybe I'm 25 that time, and he's 27. And
Male or female?
male. He's 27. He has this good stable work, and I think he's doing very good in life. But as we start dating, I thought we're compatible because we talking a lot, we date a lot. And there's one time when I try to notice that he's become so distant. I try to, what do you call that? Try to walk away or step back because I don't like to feel like I was being just a convenience to someone or being just an option. That's why I did that. I block him, and also I mute his your messenger and everything that we can connect. And then I forgot to do is to block him on my number. And he's calling. Sabi niya. And he told me, "Hey, what's going on?" I didn't answer that. But the third day maybe, he calls me because I thought he's really going crazy. I think I need to put a closure on that. I talk to him and tell him that this is what I feel like in this situationship maybe, or this getting to know each other. This is where you put me. You put me like you can put me there and then you go back to me and then you can leave me again. And I don't want to feel that. I try to communicate better, but comprehension didn't come up. That's why even though we could reconcile and we try to fix what we have, we still collapse. The ending is he ghosts me again. Well, I understand that maybe I disrespect him a little,
because of what I did, but he should be man up to pursue me because I'm still a girl. That's why.
Did you
That's
did
that's what
you tell him not to call anymore?
Not really. We didn't communicate like that, but in the last part when the reconciliation is not working, I try to communicate that we should stop. Even though he's not communicating to me again like that.
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
The big problem for me in a relationship is why do people cheat? Isn't good enough that I gave him everything like my all and my love for him?
Do
Why
you
would he cheat, right?
do you think why they cheat on you?
Hmm. I think why would they cheat on me? Because I did not give them enough.
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
Oh, the big problem for me in a relationship is like I am avoidant person, so I don't like talking to a guy when I'm so upset. So I love to leave them when I want to.
Can you share one personal story when that problem really happened to you?
Oh, the personal story. So one time, I had a misunderstanding with this guy, and as a avoidant person, I don't really like explaining things because I love to be the one who is always right. Even though I know that I am wrong that moment, I prefer like talking to later, but he wants to talk to me that moment, but I don't have like energy. So yeah, I purposely leave him on a read on the message. Yeah, that's why.
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
Big problem. I think it's the struggling with self-expression. Yes, because sometimes from my experience, I'm speaking from my experience. Yeah, sometimes guys can't really open up because they are scared of what I'm going to think. Yes.
What you are going to think?
Yeah.
Give me example. What you think?
Like they can't open up certain problems because they are afraid that I'm going to like judge them and then treat them differently. Yes.
What is a big problem for you in a relationship?
Oh, I think it's the communication. Because communication, we as humans, we have different communication styles, right? So if you don't communicate well about how you feel with the partner that you have, I think that would be a huge problem. So practice better communication, guys.
Can you share one personal story? What that problem really happened to you?
Ooh.
If you don't have it, okay.
Yeah, I don't have any yet. But with my friends, I've had that experience before with my friends, and I think it should be exercised not just with friends, with family, but with your romantic partners to have open communications, and that it doesn't really end there with the open communication. It also ends in. It's also good that if you communicate, you have how do I tell that? A safe space. It's important to have a safe space in the relationship, and you have to listen to your partner.